On today's show, Tom Liston of the world's oldest basketball court, a visit to Pyra, the Polish potato, and learning to line dance with Shauna Fournier. From your hometown local station, this is Good Day from the Bay with Vicki, Hogarth, and Jonathan Brittain.
Good Day from the Bay. I'm Vicki Hogarth.
And I'm Jonathan Brittain. Welcome back to Good Day from the Bay, where we celebrate all things southwest New Brunswick.
This is our sophomore episode, so we thought we'd raise the stakes and be a little more daring.
If by daring you mean to shamelessly learn to line dance on television, then you would be right, Vicki.
That is exactly what I mean. Today we'll be joined by local line dance instructor Shauna Fournier, who's going to teach us how to kick up our cowboy boots in style.
I'm ready. I'm channeling Texas Hold'em era Beyonce right now.
I think I'm channeling a young Billy Ray Cyrus, but I really fear I'm more of an Elaine from Seinfeld.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. Get ready, folks. And Tom Liston will also be stopping by to give us the latest update on the major plans underway to transform the world's oldest basketball court in St. Stephen into a sports center and museum.
Tom will also be taking the already iconic Good Day from the Bay questionnaire. But first, the true stars of Good Day from the Bay are you, our audience. So we kick off every episode with our Good Day from the Bay question of the day.
This week's question: what's a local class or course you're taking or have taken that you highly recommend? We asked you on Facebook, but we also went out on the street and asked locals what new skills they're learning. Let's take a look.
I've taken a class on ADHD online. I actually have two little guys who are diagnosed with ADHD, and I needed to learn as much as I could to help them at home as well as at school. So it taught a lot about behavioral issues and how to kind of combat them prior to them having kind of the meltdowns, and it was extremely beneficial.
My partner took the volunteer firefighters course recently.
Oh, fantastic. So he's going to be volunteering to save our town.
He will be.
Amazing. Anything else that you're personally looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to next fall potentially taking the line dancing class.
Oh, I've heard a little bit about that. What have you heard?
Just that it's a fun time.
I've taken the skilled trades program at NBCC. I loved it. It was a diverse experience. It was very comprehensive, and I felt like I enjoyed it a lot.
Well, I learned so much about what's being offered right here in our own community. We took all of your advice, and as we said, we will be slipping into something a little more comfortable and a little more Western later in the show when we learn to line dance.
Beyonce, if you're watching, I am available as a backup dancer for your next world tour, just so you know.
Well, we did our own version of a world tour lately by heading to Pyra, the Polish potato in St. Stephen, where we tried European delights like schnitzel and pierogies.
And don't forget about the charcuterie board. Here's how our culinary adventure went.
Step off the beaten path and into a world where tradition meets innovation, where every dish tells a story. Welcome to Pyra, the Polish potato, nestled in the heart of St. Stephen, New Brunswick.
Pyra, the Polish potato, a culinary gem on King Street, where old world charm meets modern flair. Owners Kinga McDonald and Doug McDonald, along with Kinga's mother Elizabeth, have created a haven for lovers of European cuisine. Pyra, the Polish potato, is a tribute to Kinga's family's passion for European cuisine, especially Polish dishes like pierogies, cabbage rolls, and Canadian-crafted smoked meats from Sikorsky.
We opened end of November of 2023, and the response has been crazy. We wanted to do like a soft launch, and it's been crazy since then. Like the response in Charlotte County has been like incredible. I couldn't ask for anything better.
So before we get into the food, I understand we've been saying your name wrong. We've been saying Pyra, the Polish potato, but that's not correct.
So the right way is Pyra, but of course we don't expect everyone to know that. So it's Pyra, the Polish potato, and Pyra is slang for potato in Poland. So the proper way to say it would be ziemniak, but my father, who we're trying to honor him through the business any way we can, he used to say Pyra. So he'd be like, where are the pyry? Or like, you know, someone go get the pita. So yes, it's pita, the Polish potato, but we will take pyra, we will take anything. We love it. We try to do specialty items from Eastern Europe. So specifically from Poland, the Ukraine, some products are from Russia. My mom is Polish-Ukrainian. I was born overseas with my brother, and my father was full Polish. So we tried to do smoked meats, which we'll be sampling soon. And they come from London, Ontario, and there's a smoker there. His name is Sikorski. He's been smoking since 1983. So he is fantastic. He's Polish. He knows what he's doing. His product is very high quality. And aside from that, we have a menu, and our most popular items are probably our homemade pierogies, our cabbage rolls, and our chicken schnitzel, which you can get on a sandwich or in a dinner. And a chicken schnitzel is a cutlet. It's been pounded, seasoned, breaded, and then fried.
Doug, a skilled carpenter, has crafted the tables in this cozy establishment to resemble the very ingredient that takes center stage, the potato. Everywhere you look, there's a nod to Poland and the humble spud. There's also an array of European groceries for sale that you won't find anywhere else. And of course, they also sell potato ornaments, including the famous Mr. Potato Head.
From the moment you step inside, the aroma of authentic Polish cuisine fills the air. But it's not just about the food, it's about the experience. The charcuterie boards, a fantastic idea for a picnic or a dine-in experience, boast an array of meats that will tantalize your taste buds and take you on a journey to the old world.
So we'll be sampling most of our products that we have in the counter. Our cheese is Polish Swiss, so it's imported. Then you've got village sausage right here. It's smoked. We've got spicy cabanossi, which is kind of like a pepperette. Then you've got regular cabanossi. You've got garlic sausage, heritage sausage. That is our ham kielbasa. That is our top seller. We sell about 50 kilos every 2 weeks. And then you've got capicola, krakowska, dry European sausage, and then you've got two different hams. You've got Black Forest ham, and then back here actually you've got smoked pork loin.
Pyra, the Polish potato, is more than just a restaurant. It's a celebration of family heritage. Photos of Kinga's late father adorn the establishment, and the warm atmosphere invites you to become a part of their extended family. There's a wall where customers are invited to share their own potato-inspired recipes with one another, making them a part of the Pyra experience.
So whether you're ordering food to go or dining in on one of their charming potato-shaped tables, Pyra, the Polish potato, is already woven into the fabric of Charlotte County, bringing you the very best of European cuisine to southwest New Brunswick, one delicious dish at a time. Eating here feels like coming home.
Pyra, the Polish potato, where every bite tells a story. You truly can't say you've had pierogies until you've been to Pyra, the Polish potato.
And when Doug found out I'd never had one of these as a kid, he sent me home with my very own Mr. Potato Head. I've been completed.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Tom Liston of the world's oldest basketball court will be here to take the Good Day from the Bay questionnaire. Welcome back to Good Day from the Bay. Southwest New Brunswick is home to many historical landmarks, but arguably the coolest is the world's oldest basketball court in St. Stephen. Here to tell us all about it is Tom Liston from the board of the world's oldest basketball court. Thank you, Tom, so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
So Tom, how did we even come to discover that we had the oldest basketball court in St. Stephen?
Yeah, it's a good story and a very long story about how we came to prove that it's the world's oldest existing basketball court. It started in 2010. There was a fire in the building. It was a thrift shop that was there, and a lot of people would leave clothes by the doorstep if it wasn't open to donate. And whether someone flicked a cigarette or it might have been arson, we don't fully know, but the front of the building caught on fire and went up in smoke a bit. Thankfully, the firefighters were able to put it out fairly quickly in just the first part of the building. And what they discovered as they were cleaning up, there was carpet on a floor upstairs that they just had storage in. And the carpet was, smoke damage and water damage from the sprinklers, and there was some acoustic tiles, and they took all this up, and it reminded them two things: that there wasn't a YMCA there many years ago, and a few locals felt that there was some historic significance to, they knew the basketball game was played early there, and they're like, we got to save this building so it doesn't go up in fire again, because we think there's something really special there. And originally, I believe they thought it was Canada's first basketball court. And since then, they spent a lot of time with the St. Croix Courier. And the good news about the Courier, as Johnny Leroux at Fredericton would say, if anything happened in early 1900s, it would be in the newspaper. If someone walked backwards down the street or something, it would be in the newspaper. And sure enough, they had documents of the first basketball game and how it changed over the years, that building, and we were able to go through all the microfiche, not me, but for two. But they spent almost 2 years making sure everything was kind of perfect to find out that not only was it one of the early basketball courts, the Dr. Naismith student brought basketball to the game in St. Stephen, but it predated Paris by 6 weeks. Oh, wow. So Paris is the only other existing court that hadn't burned down or been reconstructed and non-recognizable. So there's two kind of those original old courts, and we're the oldest by 6 weeks, so we're pretty happy with
amazing.
that.
Yeah. Sorry, Paris. Yes, you can have the Olympics.
Well, we are going to try to work closely with them. We think we should celebrate both. They were both the first kind of original courts, and obviously they have Europe's first court, if you will, our oldest court, so we can hopefully work together with them.
Can you tell us, Tom, a little bit? I know that there's been a lot of planning into turning the world's oldest court, not just into a museum, but an experiential center for sports. And you're working with Cambridge 7, which is this incredible organization that is known for this kind of restorative work and making an experiential center. Can you tell us a little bit about who they are for people who might not know and what their plans are?
Yes, and we're very fortunate. I mean, we're obviously paying Cambridge 7, but we're very fortunate to have them. Cambridge 7 is a design and architecture firm, and they do a number of things, hotels and a bunch of different verticals. But what they have especially in, or at least I think they're number one in the world in, is any type of sports type interactive museum. And they have a laundry list of great projects that they've done recently, including the Naismith Hall of Fame, and the World Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts, which we visited. They took us through, and we got to meet the CEO and CFO and the whole team there. It was fantastic. But they did a $30 million reno to just make it that much more interactive, and how you walk through it, and kind of make it more of logic to how you go, you witness the history of the game and the whole thing. So they have that, not only domain knowledge of any type of sports interactive. They've done the 49ers, Ring of Honor, and the Bruins. They just did a 100th anniversary thing, and they've done a lot of big projects. But they really know what resonates with, either if you're 8 years old or 80 years old, what you'd want to see, right? And why you'd want to come back. Because sometimes you go to a museum and you saw Steve Nash's shoes or whatever, and you're like, well, I kind of saw that. So how do you keep bringing people back that there's that interaction? So, and I kind of say it, they get to choose their projects because they're in that much demand, and we're very fortunate. They saw the synergies, if you will, between Naismith Hall of Fame that they just recently did about 4 years ago, and us, and of course we're only 6 hours away from Boston. So, and those new renderings that we've done, they've done the entire concept, and how someone would walk through the museum and we'd end up at the court. That's kind of the end of the tour, right? To showcase it. But we are also lucky to have Canada Basketball. We have a memorandum of understanding, and they're super excited about being a node of the Canadian Basketball Hall of Fame. There's no physical Canada Basketball Hall of Fame right now. They induct people, but there's no, and they have an induction at a restaurant, but they don't get to see, their history and their image somewhere. And what they decided was, because witnessing the Raptors being such a huge draw coast to coast during the playoff run, and it is Canada's team, Canada Basketball, so they're doing a node in just outside of Toronto in the Hamilton area, and a performance center there for Hall of Fame, and they're going to do one in Vancouver and one in St. Stephen, New Brunswick in our building, and we think we have a good chance of being the first one to have a physical piece of that, and hopefully we'll bring some people down to induct them in our.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I think Canadians we always like to say we invented the sport, but in so many ways, with the Raptors winning the NBA championship a few years back, and now with this, do you think that we're really cementing our place back in basketball's history and future?
And two things, that Canada Basketball is very excited that we get to not take the game back, but having Naismith and the direct descendant or student, Lyman Archibald, bring the game. He was Canadian as well, to Toronto, Nova Scotia. And no one's really told the story much. They know Naismith invented the game in 1891, and the NBA started in 1945, and no one's really told that story well, what happened in between, and how it really grew, how the NBA kind of start. So we get to at least tell that first part of that story, connecting Lyman to Naismith and how he started growing the game through YMCAs and that story. So they're excited about that part. Second thing is, Canada Basketball has never been hotter. Our Canadian team just beat USA in a qualifier, and they're in amongst the podium, right, favorites somewhere. USA is obviously the favorite, but they have a really good chance. They've never had a better team. The women's game has gone from, they were 12th in the world, they're 4th in the world now. And the 3-on-3 teams are excellent too. So we have a chance to have multiple podium finishes in Paris, and that'll really accelerate the sport. And they have amazing stats on basketball being the most diverse sport, the highest growth among youth right now. It's fairly easy to participate, right? You ball in a hoop, you don't need too much more than that, right? So it's accessible to a lot of the demographics. So we're very excited to have that excitement around basketball help us and put some visibility on our little project.
Now, I know we mentioned that you're on the board, but you were also the chair of fundraising. You mentioned Lyman Archibald, which brings us to the Archie Golf Tournament, which you host. This will be year 3 this summer.
It'll be year 3, yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about how that not only raises funds for the work that you're doing, but also brings an international spotlight to this part of the world?
It's been terrific, and it's I got to remind myself to acknowledge Maestro Fresh West. Actually, it was his idea. I call him the Chief Visionary Officer of the Archie, and he's been incredibly supportive. He's very passionate about the court, and he used to go, and I've been to a few Joe Carter Classics. There's a golf tournament they have in Toronto, and they have a lot of performers. They'll bring Snoop Dogg and Maestro and all these people, and Charles Barkley and a lot of celebrities to that. And he said, why can't we do something kind of similar in St. Andrews? So it was his concept, and once we, David Godong, we ended up being on the front page of the Globe and Mail back not long after we raised our $1 million, and it was a shock to us. We're like, we got to jump on this and try to help create more attention, right, and leverage the Globe and Mail article. So we were able to bring people from coast to coast in Canada, so Saskatoon, Lisa Tomaitis, to Dallas, Jaron Jackson Sr., and all these people to Charlotte County. And what I love about it is most of them hadn't been to New Brunswick much at all. They might have been, a few said, I was in Moncton 10 years ago for one night, and they sat on Water Street having a coffee or went to the golf course, and like, this is an absolutely gorgeous part of the world. So we have a lot of great anecdotes about how great the tourism will be of people that maybe hadn't made that trek to New Brunswick and had the excuse with the oldest basketball court to come and witness all the greatness that we have in this county. And we do raise money for the court, but it's also partly awareness and to help attract that, international attention. And we've been lucky, thanks to CHCO and a bunch of others, to amplify the project, and including be on national news a number of times in the last year. And it's truly resonated coast to coast, this story. I was a little worried that would people in Toronto, Vancouver, care about the project in St. Stephen, New Brunswick, and they love the story, and they love that it's in a small town, actually. Some people say it might have got lost in Toronto a little bit, but just like Cooperstown and Springfield, these kind of smaller towns that have that rich history, people love that nostalgia, so it's been awesome.
Fantastic. And and basketball is so hot right now. I mean, and the women's final, they got more viewers than the men's final for the first time, which is incredible. So on both sides, both men and the women, it's incredible sport.
You could ask most people, could you name more women NCAA players or men? And almost everyone could name more women NCAA players than the men. It's absolutely fantastic.
I have fallen on the Caitlin Clark train, 100%.
Absolutely. And so inspiring for our young people too. Like the St. Stephen Lady Spartans just won the provincial championship this year, and so it's so great for those young women to have something to look forward to, which is amazing.
Well, aside from putting the spotlight on the world's oldest basketball court today, we are also putting the spotlight on Tom Liston, who will be the second ever person after Sean Richard to take the Good Day from the Bay questionnaire. Jonathan, do you want to lead us off?
Sure.
Tom, do you feel ready?
I think I'm ready, yeah. I hope I'm ready.
Yeah, after this, the whole world will know everything about you. So there'll be no more hiding. Okay, so first off, what's the most adventurous thing you've ever done?
The most adventurous was my wife and I, Krista, my wife went on our honeymoon in New Zealand and walked the Milford Track, which is supposed to be probably the greatest walks in the world. I'm not sure how many there are, but it's a 4-day trek, about 55 kilometers over in between two mountains. So it's a bit of it's a hike, but it's a it's a rigorous hike, and I think it goes up to it's about 4,000 feet in elevation, and back down over 4 days. So we were definitely a little sore after that.
So did you feel like you were chasing or going after the ring through Lord of the Rings?
It actually is some of the scenes of Lord of the Rings on those peaks. So you walk in the area. A lot of the filming was done in that area.
Amazing.
So it was pretty interesting. We weren't featured in the film,
Well,
unfortunately.
of course.
But
Yet.
Now for a coastal polarizing question, high tide or low tide?
definitely low tide, because I think it changes more often. High tide's wonderful, but low tide has a little more dynamic and right.
Yeah. It's always different. I'm a low tide person too, like walking on the ocean floor.
Is it controversial?
I mean, it's polarizing, one or the other.
Polarizing, yes.
Could be controversial.
Yeah. If you could only eat one cuisine for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Very specifically, the roasted Brussels sprouts at the Chandler Room, or maybe chicken wings at the Herring. So that might be a tie. Am I allowed to have two?
Yes.
Either one.
Yeah,
maybe I could have them together in
And
the one
those
same
Brussels
dish.
sprouts,
Yes.
I dream about them in the winter when they're
Absolutely,
closed.
I can't wait. Yeah.
Where is your happy place?
That's super easy. Our little blue house on Montague Street down the road here, and St. Andrews in general, but our little blue house with the family.
Excellent, excellent. And what's your favorite local spot to be alone?
Alone is, I'm a very early riser, so I like to get a coffee at McGuire's or Honey Beans and go to Market Square. There's a couple little bench seating there, and when the sun's sort of rising, it's as peaceful as you can get.
What's your favorite local place to celebrate at with friends and family?
Again, it would be the Chandler Room, especially just because if you can get on the patio on golden hour, like as the sun's sort of setting, it's just magical. So I usually try to get, especially friends from out of town, that's usually the first spot we go to.
That is a good one. What is your favorite local festival or event?
Okay, I'm going to be a little self-serving
right.
because I put so much passion into it, but the Archie is my favorite because I spend the entire summer working on it. And again, self-serving, but it's such a passion of mine that I had to say that one.
Oh my gosh. And if anyone hasn't been, last year there was David Miles playing at lunchtime. It was incredible. From start to finish, it was like a dream.
And we're expanding it this year, so we hope to have a couple more little surprises. So,
We will have you back. Here's a tricky one. What keeps you awake at night with worry?
You know what it is? The Archie. No, it probably is actually, but thankfully we got a really expanded team of volunteers. The first year there was basically two of us trying to do most of it, and we had a lot of help, but now we got people in every role. But the flights coming in and all the coordination, the rain and the other stuff, so because we put so much passion into it, I do worry that whether it's rain or something else that's going to go wrong. We've had perfect weather, so I think hopefully we'll continue to be blessed.
That's true, but you never know around here, so I can see how that would keep you awake at night, very much so. Who in your life do you look up to the most?
My dad's passed, but both parents, they really taught me the value of kind of community and helping others, and it was just a wonderful lifestyle growing up. Yeah.
Excellent.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Well, this one's easy because it'd be teleportation, so I could come back to St. Andrews quicker and more often, because this is my happy place. So yes, that's a pretty easy one.
Okay, next question. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Best pieces, and I don't know where I've heard it, but I now use it all the time, is I say it never hurts to ask. And some people are like kind of scared to ask. So worst someone's going to say is probably no. So, and just be bold. The second thing would be, two of my favorite New Brunswickers, both Frank McKenna and I've gotten lucky to know a bit over the years, and David Ganong. Just think big, have a big vision, and just go after it and execute. And often you'll be surprised by the ability to do something big. So both of them were inspiring, especially with this project and other things, to just think bold and go after it. Yeah.
David Ganong, he describes both you and himself as eternal optimists.
100%. Yeah.
I love that.
What accomplishment are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of my family, my wife Krista, and my two kids Miranda and Amelia. Like they've been wonderful kids, doing well in school and sport, and it's most proud of that, I think.
What is your guilty pleasure or current obsession?
Maybe not obsession, but passion, almost the same thing, is youth sports. So I coached both my daughters in basketball, and especially post-COVID, a friend of mine that teaches at TMU did a survey about girls in sport, and post-COVID, a lot of them are going to drop out. And how important it is, all the, just everything from body image to confidence to keep them in sport as long as you can. So the reason I coach both these teams, it's a big commitment, but post-COVID, you wanted to keep people and get them back into that social interaction, right? And so I'm very passionate about women's sports and certainly, especially girls' side, because that was where it was going to really fall off post-COVID, according to the surveys. And thankfully, most people sort of stayed and came back to sport, but it was tough, yeah.
Yeah, that's great, because I also heard, like, especially for teenage girls,
Yes.
I heard COVID was really difficult, a lot of spikes and things like anorexia and other eating disorders. So
100%.
so
To get them
yeah.
back out in many different areas, but sport is where you can get that confidence and social interaction, and it's been really good for our girls to get back into that post-COVID.
Aside from following your world's oldest basketball court updates on Facebook, I love your girl dad posts.
I'm definitely a girl dad for sure.
What is your favorite smell?
And not because we're here, but seaside, the smell of the air and the sea. It's just, as soon as I come here and go down Water Street, the stress just sort of falls off, right? Same thing. I go to Market Square, have my coffee, and just let that early morning seaside smell come in, and it's fantastic to relax.
I agree with that one. And especially if you're stressed out
Yes.
or at the end of the day, you just go down to the water, you take that in. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's fantastic.
Okay, last question. If you could invent a holiday, what would it celebrate and how would you celebrate?
This one I'll be a little self-serving too. It'll be International Basketball Day, just so I could put a little more awareness to that project and celebrate by maybe doing the Archie again. So, yeah, that'd be kind of fun to celebrate what we have here locally.
Amazing. Well, that wasn't too painful, I hope.
No, that was great.
Well, thank you so much, Tom, for coming in and sitting down with us today. We hope to have you back when the Archie is gearing up, and we hope to have you back and see you also on the greens.
Well, thank you so much for the support and attention to the project. Appreciate it.
When we come back, we will be slipping into something more comfortable and learning to line dance with Shauna Fournier from the Bayside Community Hall line dance classes.
Yeah, so if you're looking for some comedy, you're going to want to stay tuned for this. We'll be right back with more Good Day from the Bay.
Welcome back to Good Day from the Bay. If you've noticed that we've changed our outfits and the atmosphere around here, it's for a very good reason. We are joined now by Shauna Fournier, who has taken Charlotte County by storm with her line dancing classes at the Bayside Community Hall. Shauna, tell us about these classes. I hear from CHCO volunteers that they are the place to be right now and that they're quite busy with people taking up line dancing.
Yes, thank you. I am truly amazed by how many people are signing up for these classes. So I have two classes, a beginner class at 6:15 on Wednesday nights and a general class at 7:15. Each class is about 45 minutes and they're $7 each, so it's very affordable, fun. It's a good form of exercise and it's beginner level mostly, so anybody can do it.
And where can someone who's watching right now who's interested in taking the classes or finding them out more, can they find you online?
Yes, absolutely. I have a Facebook page called Shauna's Belly Dance and Line Dance Classes, and that'll give you all the class schedules and the times and place.
Okay, well, we're going to learn. We're going to see how beginner or advanced we are today because Shauna's going to show us how to do Tulsa time on television, which for whatever reason we thought was a good idea for us.
Yes, I know. And now that I'm hearing about the belly dancing, I'm a little concerned. But and now you said you have a beginner class, so you don't need any advanced training to do this?
No
Okay.
advanced
And we're both left-handers. Is that okay? Can left-handers learn this too?
Absolutely fine. You'll probably
Okay.
have a little bit of a difficult time transitioning from right to left, but that's always normal in the beginning.
Okay.
It's the two left feet I'm worried about, but we're going to let you take the lead.
Thank you.
So worst case scenario will be your backup dancers today.
Yes.
So we'll
Perfect.
start without music and just learn the steps, and if people are watching at home, they can try to follow along as best as
Absolutely.
maybe show
At
us up
your
a
own
little
risk,
bit.
though. At your own risk.
Well, it is a beginner level line dance. It's a 32 count, and you just start with a double step touch. So we're going to start on our right side, and we're going to step right, step together left, step right, step together left. Then we're going to do the exact same thing to the back, starting on our left. Step left, together right, left, together right. We're good so far?
Yes.
That I can do.
Perfect. Now, the counts for that go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now
Okay.
that's the first count of 8. The second count of 8 starts with a shuffle step. A shuffle step is a quick step that goes right, left, right. Good?
Yeah, okay.
Perfect. So
Right,
the count
left,
for
right.
that is 1 and 2. Now that's followed by a rock step. So we're going to rock forward on our left and rock back on the right.
Okay.
Then we're going to do the exact same thing to the back, shuffle step, rock step, starting on our left foot. Shuffle step, rock step. The counts for that go 1 and 2, rock, 3, 4, 5 and 6, rock, 7, 8.
That's fun.
Perfect?
I like that one.
Think
yeah,
so?
Okay, yeah, I like the rock part.
Okay, but before we move on, we're going to put that all together right from the beginning.
Okay.
Starting with the double step touch on the right, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shuffle, 1 and 2, rock, 3, 4, shuffle 5 and 6, rock, 7, 8. Sounds like you're doing wonderful back
We're
there.
channeling Billy Ray Cyrus very hard right now.
That's perfect. The third count of 8 starts again with the shuffle step. You've already learned that. So we're going to shuffle right, left, right. And then instead of rocking, we're going to pivot turn. So what that looks like is we're going to step left, pivot, switch your weight to your right foot.
Okay.
Then we're going to shuffle step again, left, left, and pivot turn, step right, pivot to the front. So you're back where you started.
Okay.
So we're going to put that all together with the counts from the double step touch in the beginning. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shuffle 1 and 2, rock 3, 4, 5 and 6, rock 7, 8. Shuffle 1 and 2, pivot turn. Shuffle 5 and 6, pivot turn. Woo! Perfect.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed. Okay.
I'm amazed too. You guys are doing great.
We shouldn't get too cocky though. Okay, what's next?
Yes, because you have one more count of 8 left. The last and final count of 8 starts with side touches. So how that looks is you step right, touch left, touch right. Then we're going to go into a rock step, rock right, back on left. Then feet shoulder width apart. Put your thumbs behind your belt buckle if you have one. And you're going to hip dip from left to right, 7, 8.
Oh, okay.
Fun
This is
little
very
fancy
fancy.
move.
Very
Fun little fancy
fancy.
move at the end there.
And a belt buckle is now on my bucket list.
Me too, me too.
Yes,
Items
you need a
needed.
belt buckle, nice fancy one.
Absolutely.
So that last step looks like this. So we step right, left, right, rock, step, and dip. Woo!
Okay.
Okay.
Think we can do the whole thing?
We're going to do the whole thing. Okay, with counts.
Okay.
Double step touch, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shuffle step, 1 and 2, rock 3, 4, 5 and 6, rock 7, 8. Shuffle 1 and 2, pivot turn. 5 and 6, pivot turn. Side touch, 1, 2, 3, 4, rock, step, and dip.
Woo! Oh my God, we did it! That's amazing.
Are we ready for music?
I think we're ready
think
for
so.
music. We're like prodigies, I think. All right.
Five, 6, 7, double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shuffle. 1 and 2, rock 3, 4, 5 and 6, rock 7, 8. Shuffle 1 and 2, pivot 3, 4, 5 and 6, pivot 7, 8. Side touch. 2, 3, 4, rock 5, 6, and dip. Double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shuffle. 1 and 2, rock 3, 4, 5 and 6, rock 7, 8. Shuffle 1 and 2, pivot 3, 4, 5 and 6, pivot 7, 8. Side step. 2, 3, 4, rock, and dip. Nice.
So we're ready for tour.
I feel like I'm ready to go on tour with Beyonce. Are you kidding me?
That's perfect.
And this is what I am hearing, that you are doing a Beyonce class.
Yes.
Oh. Oh, that's so exciting.
She didn't take TikTok by storm with Texas Hold'em. She is now taking Charlotte County by storm, and you are leading the way.
Well, I hope so. We're going to try learning Texas Hold'em from Beyonce this Wednesday at the general class.
So the classes are a mix of contemporary and classic line dancing.
Absolutely. It's not just country western music anymore. We line dance to everything, including waltzes.
Okay, and so you don't need any past experience. What about ages? Are you getting all ages?
Absolutely. My youngest is 13, and
wow.
my oldest, I believe, is 76.
That's amazing.
So that's a wide variety.
So not just for professional country singers anymore, or dancers. It's for everyone. This sounds fantastic.
Yes, very fun.
Well, thank you again for coming in. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
Much less painful than I thought it was going to be.
And if you want to find Shauna's classes, go to Shauna's Belly Dance and Line Dance Classes page on Facebook to find out more or to register.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll be back with more Good Day from the Bay right after this. Welcome back to Good Day from the Bay. Now, full disclosure, before Vicki and I learned to line dance with Shauna, we attempted to teach ourselves how to line dance using YouTube videos.
It did not go well.
The first video, we kept bumping into each other. On our second attempt, we had improved to tripping over each other. By our third try, we managed to dance injury-free, but still had 4 left feet between the two of us.
It was not pretty.
But lo and behold, once we started working with Shauna, we did much better. And I don't think it had anything to do with our pre-training, but everything to do with having a good instructor.
Yes, getting real instruction makes all the difference, and it is just a great way to support local.
Just a reminder that Shauna's classes wind down for the summer, but pick up again full steam in September.
I will see you in the back row, Jonathan.
Well, as we've mentioned before, this show really is about our community, and that means you.
We want to celebrate your milestones, birthdays, anniversaries, and all the special local achievements that make our community the special place it is to call home.
So send us your photos with your special dates and details to goodday@chco.tv, and we will celebrate as a community on TV.
And on this episode, we're celebrating 2 amazing milestones. First, World War II veteran Herb McGee of St. Andrews served bravely as a tail gunner in Bomber Command, one of the war's most dangerous assignments.
He joined the Royal Canadian Air Force in 1943 at the age of 18. And on May 28, 2024, he celebrated his 99th birthday.
Happy 99th birthday, Herb. It is a privilege to call you my friend and my neighbor.
That's right, he lives on your street.
It's 2 doors down. And I often have the chance to join him on his balcony for some incredible conversations. This is a true story. He actually dated my grandmother, Elizabeth Ross, born Elizabeth Mallory.
Wow, what a life you've had, Herb. Finally, we're celebrating Dale Chambers, who this spring graduated with a Bachelor of Arts from the University of New Brunswick.
Dale's been taking 1 or 2 classes a semester for the last 15 years on the side of working full-time, and diligently over time has finally completed her undergraduate degree. She graduated with distinction with a double major in politics and philosophy.
What an accomplishment and what an inspiration. This definitely fits in with our question of the day today. What's a local class or course you highly recommend?
That's a next level version of that. Dale, your community is so proud of you and so inspired by your quest for higher learning.
Well, that's it for today's show. Thank you for joining us.
See you next time on Good Day from the Bay.
Good Day from the Bay is produced through the facilities of CHCO Television with support from people in our region.